Hi you guys, welcome to November. We are officially out of the scary season and into the festive season, so to speak. But before we can kind of kick off the festive season, we have something really important to do. I am filming this on Election Day in 2020. And although this video won't make it to the interwebs until tomorrow, Wednesday, this drink is definitely inspired by a need for something comforting and refreshing and warming and sweet but not too sweet. I think that this country is really hurting in a lot of ways. A lot of people are really hurting and have been hurting for a very long time, much longer than the last 4 years. But things have really kind of come to a head. And it's long overdue that something be done about them. So I hope that you all have done your civic duty. I hope that you all have gotten out to vote, made your voices heard, and I hope that going forward we will do right by every single human being that exists in this country and this world. My parents raised me with a thing called common human decency, and that's a belief in equity and respect and love for everybody. It's a belief in knowing your history, knowing that a lot of people have a lot of different histories and experiences, that there's a lot of reparations due for a lot of that history that is really painful and awful and just truly traumatic. This country has a lot of work to do, but I think that if we all stick together and stand up for what's right and stand up for those who have not had a voice or haven't been able to use their voice, we will be so much better off for it if we do what is right. So without further ado, I'm gonna whip up this cocktail here in the honor and spirit of change and justice. So, we're gonna start off with some fig-infused vodka. All you wanna do is take about a half a bag of dried figs. You're gonna wanna pour out a little bit of the vodka in the bottle. Pour it into a separate container. Don't just dump it down the drain. That's not a good idea. Cut those figs, about half of a bag's worth of figs, maybe 10 or so, in half, and then drop them in the bottle. Leave it overnight in a cool, dry, dark place, and shake it every couple hours or so, and you'll end up with this beautiful, rich color vodka. So we're gonna do 2 ounces of that. I know I'm kind of working a little bit backwards here. I usually do the base spirit last, but you know what? We're doing things a little differently today. We're gonna come in with about a half an ounce of pomegranate juice. I'm using just the 100% pomegranate, not the pomegranate blueberry or the pomegranate acai. About a half an ounce of that. Gonna wanna do about a half an ounce of the lapsang souchong tea. This was used in a cocktail a couple weeks ago, and so I figured that if you've already purchased the tea, you might as well make a good use of it. If you're not drinking it as tea, which some people do or don't like, whoops, put it to good use. Then we're gonna come in with half an ounce of lime juice. I forgot to cut my lime. Works out to be the juice of about a half a lime, if it's a good juicy lime. Half an ounce of that. And then probably about a quarter of an ounce of agave. You don't want it to be too sweet because there is going to be some sweetness from the pomegranate too. But just a little something to kind of round out the edges of the drink. A little bit of ice. Give this a good shake. Smells good, guys. And that's our mix. We're just gonna strain it into a glass. I'm using my coupe. Ah! Some runaway ice. It's fine. Oh, runaway ice never hurt. Okay. And that's gonna be it. You're gonna wanna garnish it with either a fresh lime wheel, or you could also do one of these dried limes, which I think I mentioned in a previous video. I found at a farmer's market. You can order them online, you can dehydrate them yourself, however you want to do it. They add a really lovely citrusy touch, but not too overtly citrusy. Or if you're cutting a fresh lime, you can totally do that too. It'll be a little bit brighter, the kick of citrus off of that garnish, but it's still gonna taste great. So let's give this a try, guys. Cheers. Cheers to change. That's really lovely. You definitely get a lot of fig, which is very nice. You get the earthiness of the tea. And if you want even more smoke in this cocktail, you could totally add like some smoke bitters or maybe a little extra tea, but I wouldn't go too much heavier on the tea. The pomegranate adds a really lovely fruity touch. You don't taste, oh wow, this is overwhelmingly pomegranate, but you do get sort of a fruity sweetness in there, and that's the pomegranate juice. And the lime is very refreshing. So this is a great, cozy, earthy, but still refreshing drink to sustain you as we go forward and fight for change and fight for a better world for all of us. So cheers, guys, to you, to me, to all of us. To all of us. We raise a glass, and we raise our glasses extra high for those who have historically been marginalized and silenced. This one's for you. We're gonna change this world. We're gonna change this country for the better. We're gonna make reparations, and we're gonna do our part to make sure that the atrocities of the past do not become our future. Cheers.